It's kind of like a sex cult. Like you're not supposed to tell your friends that you're part of this cult. Just enjoy the benefits of it.
First rule about A-list, don't talk about A-list. So I think what she was reacting to is like before a trailer, it says like the movie's rated
Yes,
R. So I think it probably said graphic nudity as one of the things
correct.
that it's rated R for. So that's what she was reacting to. But it was funny just to hear an old lady say graphic nudity.
But sometimes I think what this movie trying to portray is, with difficulty, good things can come through at the end of the day. Sometimes we have to go through these challenges in life because life is not going to be perfect. And that was like the message I took from this.
Welcome to Hate to See It with Mike and Sid, the talk show where we bring you a new movie review each week. What's going on, Sid?
I am exhausted. Just had an amazing trip. Got back a couple hours ago. Been doing laundry and all that bullshit stuff you have to do when the trip is over. Getting to the destination and coming back is always a hassle,
It is, and you're always supposed to come back from a vacation refreshed and relaxed,
but
but
you never do.
the travel can really mess that up.
Yeah, I think one of my next things I want to do is come up with like a concierge service for traveling,
That could be $1 million idea.
$1 billion. So what are we talking about, Mike?
Well, Sid, I finally did it. I'm officially an A-lister.
Wow, congratulations. This is huge news. That
Thank
means
you.
our podcast is working
Well, we
as
have
intended.
at least one new A-lister because of this podcast.
Today when I was coming back from my trip, I was in the airport and casually talking about our podcast. They asked, a couple of people asked me, like, why are you guys doing the podcast? Like, are you trying to leave us? Are you trying to make a new career out of this? And I was like, honestly, we're just trying to spread awareness of this awesome A-list subscription platform that exists and also get people in the theaters. So it's good to see that you are a big believer in this, and now you are officially an A-lister.
Well, I'm happy to be an A-lister, Sid, and I feel like there were some perks to being an A-lister that you never told me about.
What's that? Let's hear it.
So I get to the movie theater, and as I arrive, they literally rolled out the red carpet for me.
Wow.
I walk into the theater on red carpet. They put a crown on my head. It was a paper Burger King crown, which I thought was odd, but I wasn't really in a position to complain. I mean, they're treating me like royalty. They handed me a scepter, and then they got onto the ground and bowed and kissed my feet. It was unbelievable.
I mean, the way you're explaining it, I might as well just cancel my subscription and re-sign up.
I mean, is this something that A-listers are not supposed to disclose?
It's kind of like a sex cult. Like you're not supposed to tell your friends that you're part of this cult. Just enjoy the benefits of it.
First rule about A-list, don't talk about A-list.
That's true. Well,
Well, I do have
we're gonna talk about it.
one true story, because you had mentioned that they check your ID.
Yes,
And when I put that my ticket into my uh what is it called on iPhone? Like your
your
wallet.
wallet. Yep.
It says on the barcode, it says, check ID. So I had my ID out and she didn't ask for it.
Nice. So it's kind of hit or miss. So did you upload a photo or no?
No, I haven't done that yet.
So in theory, they switched to this photo platform. So my interpretation was like, if you have a photo as your profile picture, when they scan your ticket, I thought they'd also see the photo on their device, and then they wouldn't ask. So I'm kind of
Hmm.
confused. I don't know how it works, but now it's kind of like hit or miss. Sometimes they'll ask for my ID, sometimes they don't. It's not consistent. If you're really switching to this photo thing, like what's the purpose of the photo? And you're still checking an ID? I don't know. But my photo, I don't know if I talked about it. It's me wearing an A list hat. So it's an awesome
Yes.
picture. It was really
I,
difficult to make because they don't want you wearing hats.
I think you've shown that to me. That's pretty cool. I
Mm.
guess the reason for it is they don't want people sharing A-list accounts.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, which makes
But
sense.
again, if you have a photo, like I would think, again, it would scan on their phone and they could see the photo and like, oh, this person is who they're saying they are. But I don't know. Maybe we'll find out one day.
So I signed up for the base tier, which is 25.99 plus tax, so it ends up being like $27. And then as I'm signing up, they have an option to do every state, and it was $2 more. But the tier that I have includes 48 states. So the states that are not included are New York and California. And I was thinking about it because I do sometimes go into New York to watch a movie on IMAX. So I was thinking about it, but I might only do that once a year. So like $2 savings or $2 more a month times 12 is 24. I mean, it's going to be a wash. It would only make sense if I was doing it twice a year. So
Yeah.
I just went with the base.
I didn't even know they had it. They must have switched it up.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'm grandfathered in because I
Well, I
set up.
think if you live in California, you have to pay the higher rate. I think if you live in either California or New York,
Mm.
you get everything because you don't have an
Oh,
option.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
So,
trying to
but
think. I know I've seen movies in Connecticut with the A list, but I forget where else. But that's good to know.
yeah. Uh, why don't we do our snacks segment?
Let's go for it.
I have another surprise for you, Sid.
You're full of surprises today.
Uh, I sent you this a few days ago. I saw AMC was doing a promo for National Popcorn Day, which was
Right? You did.
apparently this weekend and today. And we talked about a few weeks ago, they have this thing called the Popcorn Pass,
Yep.
where you pay $30 up front, and then for a whole year you get large popcorn at half
Yes.
price. So you could easily make up the $30 with like five or six popcorns.
Yep.
And for Popcorn Day, they were doing a special promotion where the first time you use Popcorn Pass, if you sign up for it, you get a free large popcorn. So
Mm.
I decided that was too good to be true. I signed up for Popcorn Pass.
You're all in.
So I got myself a large popcorn and a large Coke Zero. And I also had $5 in rewards saved
Hmm.
up. So the Coke only cost me like $2. I went into the A-list queue, and what was really cool is I mentioned this before the first time I used the queue, like the experience of getting to cut somebody
Yep.
was kind of cool. And this time I got to cut somebody. They waved at me. They saw me in front. I cut like 10 people. And I had to cross over their two lines because I was like in the rightmost line, and the clerk who waved me over was on the leftmost line. So I crossed all these people and got served before they did. And I got my large Coke Zero and large popcorn for only $2. I felt like I robbed the place.
Well, you were truly treated like a king today.
It was the royal treatment.
Yep. You got the full experience.
Do you have anything notable with regard to snacks?
No, I think I just got my standard, more recent favorite combo of the large Coke and then the peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh, yeah, it's a go-to. Can't go
But
wrong
they
there.
still fuck it up. Every time I say I want peanut butter M&Ms, I get the
Peanut.
peanut. It's
And
so
but
fucking
does
annoying.
what do you have to do? Do you have to you don't have to go back, do you? Or you just
No,
correct
no,
them?
yeah, I just correct them, and they're like confused. I'm like, no, peanut butter,
Yeah.
not peanuts. Especially when I do it at a kiosk at my other theater, like the kiosk tells them exactly what I need, and then I go to
Right.
pick it up, and they still
Right.
mess up. But I don't know. It is
Well,
what it is.
it is what it is.
So
Uh
yeah, I mean, now I may have to do this popcorn thing. I don't eat popcorn as much as you do in the theater experience, but it seems really, like a really good deal.
yeah, I think well, you're not gonna be able to do the first free popcorn, but it's
Is it?
still
But
today
it's
was the last day you could do
well,
it.
I mean, technically, it's only 6 o'clock here in California.
Go to a movie, sign up, get a popcorn. I think Lord of the Rings is playing. I think that was re-released. Go see
Yes, it
Fellowship of the
was.
Ring.
But, but then I feel like I'd have to see all three of them, right? But aren't they gone after this weekend? Those
I
movies.
don't know how long they're going to be in theaters for.
The one I want to see, I'm trying to pull it up. I don't know if you're familiar with this movie. I may go see it. I was thinking about tonight or tomorrow, actually. That's the beauty of AMC A list because you'll see movies that you normally won't see. Let me just
Yep.
find it really quick. My theaters, showtimes. Do you have your favorite theaters, by the way, in the app?
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, that's clutch. Let's see.
I always go to the same theater.
And I've been rotating between two. Okay, it's not in this theater. Let me check in my other theater. Sorry for the delay here. But I don't know if you've seen this trailer, but it's kind of like the movie we're going to discuss today. Like it wasn't released everywhere at first. It was very limited, and now they're showing it in more theaters It's called Dead Man's Wire. Oh, 10 o'clock. So in 4 hours, maybe I'll go see it tonight and take advantage of this popcorn deal.
Yeah, you should.
Are you familiar with that name? Have you heard of this movie?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
No, but it has Bill
Oh,
Skarsgård.
it's with someone. It has to do with someone who's like kidnapped,
Yes.
and if the police like try to interfere, there's like a bomb around his neck or something like that
Ex-
that's going to go off.
Yep, exactly. The good cast. Filmmaker is Gus Van Sant. Bill Skarsgård is in it. Coleman Domingo, who was in the first movie you and I reviewed, and then Al Pacino apparently is in this movie too. Anyways, let's not deviate. I'll let you know next time if I went and I saw that movie.
All right, let's go right into our trailers segment. I have just a couple quick things I want to say because most of the trailers I had seen already and we have discussed. I saw for the first time the Devil Wears Prada 2 teaser. Only thing I have to say about that is my audience for the movie that we're going to review, there wasn't a lot of people. There was maybe 10 people, and it was
Mhm.
actually mostly women. And Devil Wears Prada 2 got a reaction from them. I think that's going to be a big movie.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to review it. I think that's pretty safe to say.
Well, you never know.
You never know, but that's going to be a big movie.
I might see it. I might rewatch the first one.
I've never seen it. I've never seen the first one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I do like Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, I know a friend who used to live either under her or above her back in the day.
In
All
LA.
right. No, actually, New York, believe it or not.
She's from New Jersey.
Interesting. Well, it makes sense why she live in New York then, right?
And Meryl Streep's from New Jersey too.
Hmm.
She's from Bernardsville, New Jersey, which is right by where I grew up.
Well, it takes place in the East Coast, right? So I bet they wanted some East Coast flavor when casting that movie.
Yeah. So right after the trailer ended, when I'm in the theaters, I have my iPhone with me during the trailer, so I could just take notes and remember what trailers I saw. So I'm jotting down Devil Wears Prada 2, and then I hear this old lady say, "There's graphic nudity." She said it audibly, "Graphic nudity." I was like, and then I look up at the screen, and it was the next trailer. It was for this movie with Amanda Seyfried. It's The Testament of Anne Lee. We might have briefly talked about this trailer before. So I think what she was reacting to is like, like before a trailer, it says like the movie's rated
Yes.
R. So I think it probably said graphic nudity as one of the things that it was rated R for. So that's what she was reacting to. But it was funny just to hear an old lady say graphic nudity.
And she was probably thinking about the other movie, right? Maybe she thought they were referring to the wasn't Dan Hathaway movie? I can't even think of the damn name.
Devil Wears Prada 2. That's what I initially thought. I initially thought she was talking about that movie, but I'm pretty sure it was Testament of Anne Lee that she was talking about. But who knows? Maybe there's some graphic nudity and yeah. They're trying to get the guys, or maybe
guys or girls. If you're into that sort of thing, go see that movie.
Maybe. Then the last trailer they showed was this movie, and I had talked about this recently, where I've started seeing trailers for sequels where I never like knew that there was a first movie.
Yep.
So this one was, I think, called Ready or Not, Here I Come. That title might not be right, but it's about a girl that's like kidnapped and in a house.
Oh, yes.
And this family's trying to murder her. Yep. And if she doesn't participate, then they're going to kill her sister.
Yeah, but they don't.
Is that what it's called? Is that what the movie's called? Ready or Not, Here I Come?
I don't know.
They said that at the end of the trailer, but it might have just been like a tagline or something.
Yeah, I think it's something else. I never knew the first one existed. Great cast. You got Sarah Michelle Gellar in it.
Yes, yes. And the guy, the mayor from the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, yes.
He was also in Lost.
Yep, he was a great actor. And then also the guy from not Harry Potter, the other franchise that we just talked about, Lord of the Rings, right?
Oh yeah, Elijah Wood's in it. He's like the main villain, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
I'm kind of intrigued. Again, I never knew the first one existed.
Yeah.
I may see it just because of A-list.
It seems kind of like Saw, I guess.
I don't know. It's not. No, I don't think it's like the torture porn type of films.
Okay.
It's gonna be graphic, but But I don't
well, there's a guy that blows up in the trailer.
Yeah, but it's more. Again, it's not like they're torturing people. Well, maybe there's some torture. Well, we'll find out.
All right, so maybe you'll see that one.
Yeah.
Any other trailers you want to talk about?
I truthfully don't remember when I saw this movie they were talking about.
Yeah, you saw it. I just saw it today. Then you saw it, I think, over a week ago.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we just get into the review
Let's do
then?
it.
What are we reviewing this week, Sid? Do you
Mike,
remember? Can you
Mike,
hear me?
is this thing on?
Oh, God, you got me.
I got you.
That was good.
That's what we're reviewing. Is this thing on? Starring Will Arnett, and then don't hate me, but what's the main actress in it from the Jurassic Park movie?
Laura Dern.
Yep, Laura Dern's in it, and directed by Bradley Cooper.
And did he write it as well? I believe he did.
I don't know, but let's just assume he did.
Yeah. So why don't you kick it off? What are your initial thoughts on this movie?
I'm repeating myself here, but this is another film that originally, without A-list, I wouldn't have seen. Even though I saw a lot of trailers for this movie, and I love Will Arnett, and I like Bradley Cooper, so it has all the things I like. I like stand-up, but I don't know why I wasn't sold to go see without A-list. But I did see with A-list, and I really enjoyed this movie. I'll talk more so about it towards the review, but basically, it's about a couple they're going through. I don't know if it's a midlife crisis, but they're going
I
through
think you
some.
could call it that.
Yeah, they're going through some challenges in their relationship, in their marriage, and it forces them to kind of take a break and really rediscover themselves.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They do get separated. They have two young boys. I think they're both 10, and Will Arnett explains that they are Irish twins, which basically means just kids that are born within a year or so of one another.
No, I
And
didn't. I didn't know that.
yeah, because the Irish they used to be known for having large families.
Interesting.
The Irish
It's not
Catholics.
racist,
Not really. I don't think
uh,
so.
but he actually says that line.
Yeah, in one of his stand-up routines, he
Oh, okay.
he mentions that he has 10-year-old sons, and he says they're not twins, they're Irish twins. And then what was the punchline? He said, "Oh, he's making a joke about the divorce, how they get separated, and he's not living with them anymore." He says he gave them an Irish goodbye. He gave his
Yes,
sons an
that
Irish goodbye. That's
was a
funny.
good
It was
joke.
a good joke.
Uh,
Yeah, so they get separated. He lives on his own. The movie takes place mostly in New York City and some suburb around New York City. I was trying to figure out what state they were in. I think it was probably New York State, but I don't think it was Long Island. It could have been Connecticut, but it was
yeah,
not New Jersey.
I was getting Connecticut vibes,
It could have been Connecticut because
but maybe it was New Jersey.
we just know because we see them go home from Grand Central Station.
Mm.
So Connecticut is a possibility.
Okay, I'm trying to look it up.
You remember there was a scene in Grand Central Station?
Yeah, no, I do. I do.
Yeah. So, in any event, after he after he separates from his wife, like kind of on a whim, he goes to an open mic night, basically because he doesn't want to pay for the cover, and then they tell him if you do open mic, then you don't have to pay for the cover.
Yep.
And he goes up and does his 2 minutes, and he's just winging it, and it's slow and it's awkward and a little bumbling, but he gets a few good jokes in there and gets some laughs, and then he gets the comedy bug and starts doing the circuit in New York City, hitting all the comedy clubs, and he it really he's depressed. His character was depressed, and it really kicks him out of his depression.
No, sure it does. I'm trying to find where it takes place. I can't find it.
Yeah, it's in the tri-state area in any event, in New York City and in the tri-state area suburbs.
We need like a producer, like not Seth Rogen. Who's the
Jamie?
big?
Jamie?
No. Who's the big?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Yes.
But Jamie, put
Oh,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need someone to that. Look, you be like, oh, just give us the cues or let us know the information we're seeking.
Yeah.
One day,
And,
if
and
this thing takes on.
his wife, the characters' names are Alex and Tess. Alex is Will Arnett. Tess is Laura Dern. And Tess is going through something similar. She's seems to be depressed as well. She was a very good athlete in college,
Volleyball player. Yep.
volleyball player, and I think was she an Olympian? She may have been an Olympian.
She might have been. She's very successful. Let's say
Very
that.
successful, and then she had to retire, and she has if she seems to have lost her meaning
Yep.
in life after that. And I think that seems to be when the marriage started to fall apart. They started arguing a lot. And she gets back into coaching volleyball and starts to find
Meaning,
her
purpose.
meaning in life. So they both on their own start to find like a new purpose in life, get out of their funks.
It's a
And
beautiful message, quite honestly.
I, so I thought this movie was outstanding. Just to give away
Yep.
how I think about this movie. That the movie has a really good message.
Deep message.
Deep message reminds me, in a way, of Rental Family, which also has a very positive message. And
Yep.
Rental Family, similar to this movie, had me unsure of where it was going in the middle. And I don't know if I would say I was nervous, but there were two directions this movie could have gone in with their relationship, and it went one way, which we may talk about in a spoiler section. I won't give it away now, but I think this movie is one of the most pro-marriage movies that I've ever seen. And it depicts a realistic marriage. The characters feel realistic, their problems are
Hmm.
realistic. There's no bad guy.
No.
The movie doesn't take sides with who is responsible for the divorce. I think it's fair to say that they're both responsible for the divorce. And I think,
Though some characters I feel like were sided with one or the other
yeah,
more.
they have friends in the movie, and
Yeah.
some on some side with
But that's
Tess.
realistic.
That's realistic too. And I think the message of the movie is that, marriage is great. Marriage is hard. It's not easy, but it's great. And it's worth fighting for. And I think that's really the cool thing to see in a modern movie. A lot of modern movies don't go that direction.
No, they don't. A lot of times it's, you know, obviously you not have not been through a divorce, right?
Mm-mm.
And I can imagine it's a very difficult thing, right? And it's meant to be difficult. But sometimes I think what this movie trying to portray is with difficulty, good things can come through at the end of the day. Sometimes we have to go through these challenges in life because life is not going to be perfect. And that was like the message I took from this. I've been through some challenges in my life, but at the end of the day, like those challenges, those difficulties make you a stronger person. As long as you can invest in yourself and improve yourself, things may come around.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the movies that I was thinking about while watching this movie, the movie's tonally quite different, but does have some similarities. Mrs. Doubtfire,
Hmm.
which also has to do with divorce. Robin Williams and Sally Fields are going through a divorce in that movie. They have
What's
two.
funny? I could see Will Arnett actually being in a new version of Mrs. Doubtfire. I feel like he
You
could
think
play that
so?
character. Yeah, I think he could play that character.
Oh man, I don't think they should ever do a remake of
No,
Mrs.
they won't. But
Doubtfire.
I could see it. I could see him being that character because he's very versatile, right? He could be pretty funny. Obviously, he's a comedian in a sense.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Well, he is a comedian. I mean, we both were introduced to him from Arrested
The
Development.
development, yeah.
Yeah.
So he can be serious. He kind of is, I feel like he's going through that Adam Sandler arc, where Adam Sandler was a comedian, and then every now and then he puts out this really deep, darker film, where at the end of the day, like good stuff shines through for that character.
He gives a great performance in this movie. Uh, Obviously there's comedy in the movie. It definitely leans more into the drama.
It's a dramedy.
It's a dramedy. I would say it leans more into the drama than it does the comedy, especially in the second half of the movie. And Will Arnett gives a great dramatic performance.
And don't you see the similarities between Adam Sandler and what I'm talking about?
Oh, totally. And also Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
it's funny because again, like you're saying, it leans more toward drama because obviously this is a serious topic. But through the whole comedy act routine, it allows it's a vehicle of basically making the viewers laugh.
yes. I was really enjoying the first half of the movie as he's starting to really get into comedy. It was really reminding me of the TV show Louie, with
Oh,
Louis
I miss that
C.K.
show so much.
I really loved like just the conversations he was having with other comedians, just kind of like the inside baseball talk between comedians. I really liked. I thought that was well done.
You know what? I didn't think of it while watching it, but that definitely helped fill the void of Louis. Those
Y-
scenes,
Yeah,
yeah, I really enjoyed those Louis scenes when he's, like you said, shooting the shit with the other comedians.
yeah. I have to say though, he was getting some really nice crowds because some of his performances were not very good. One of them, he doesn't even try to tell a joke. He just
Yes.
goes on a rant, and He never gets heckled, as far as I recall in the movie.
And I think that was the only time his father went to see him,
His
right?
father went to see him. Sid, there's something I wanted to ask you about. The seat I was sitting in the theater was like the third row, because which usually is fine when I go to this. Third row is usually one row closer than I typically like to sit. I usually like to sit in the fourth row. Um, but I picked the third row because there weren't that many people seeing the movie, and there were a lot of people in the fourth row. So I just wanted to be a little bit more spread
Sure.
out. But I felt like I was too close. The theater was smaller, like smaller than the theaters that I usually go in, and it felt like all the takes were really up close in the beginning of the movie. And about 20 minutes to a half hour in the movie, I just decided to go sit a few rows back because there were plenty of open seats. And
Um,
I noticed it was still felt like that, a lot of close takes. I think it's just
Alexa, stop.
I think Bradley Cooper used a lot of close takes in the movie where like it's very zoomed in on Alex and Tess's head, like they were taking up a lot of
Mm.
the frame. Did you notice that, like these close takes in the movie? Do you know what I mean?
No, I do know what you mean. While watching this film, like it wasn't something I was really thinking about. And again, it's been a week since I saw it, but now I'm trying to picture some of the scenes in my head. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So yeah, I think it was deliberate. And my thinking is he probably wanted us to see exactly what kind of emotions they were going through. And by being able to see how their faces were reacting and whatnot.
That's a good point.
And it also kind of gave a little bit of a anxiety inducing kind of claustrophobic. Like you could just kind of feel that the characters were anxious or, depressed. I think it kind of added to that. And
It's a heavy film, right?
it is heavy. And what I was wondering is it seemed in the second half of the movie, especially toward the end, as the characters were coming out of their depression, they were enjoying their new passions in life, that the close takes, the camera was
A little
zoomed
further
out.
away.
And
Mm.
I'm not positive about that, but I was wondering if that was a deliberate choice. If
That seems like when they do those interviews when they're promoting films and they like someone asks like the characters or the actors in the movie like or the directors, did you intend to do this? Like, what was the meaning behind? That seems like a question that they would ask.
Yeah, that would be for the director or the
Yes.
cinematographer.
Yep.
So yeah, I would love to know that, and I actually want to watch the movie again. I want to look for that, and there's a few other things I want to see. I think the movie is great. I definitely want to see it again.
And probably because a lot of times when like in comedy sellers, the guests are really close to the comedian too, right? Because there's usually smaller venues. So maybe that's also partly a reason why it was filmed like that. Who
Could be,
knows?
yeah, it could be, yeah. I think that's a good point too. I think like especially in like the comedy cellar, it probably
Yep.
just kind of needed to be filmed that way.
Yeah, yeah. But no, but I think it's a combination, probably more so what you're saying, but
Yeah.
really good observation, Mike.
All right, Sid, do you have anything to add before we get into like a spoiler section?
Because we talked about the husband, right? The husband finding himself. You
Yeah.
mentioned Lauren Dern's character. Do we want to talk more about her? Like again, oh, actually, I want to talk about the scene.
Okay.
Let's give her some love. I
Is
didn't
it should
know.
it be in the spoiler section though, or is it okay in the non-spoiler?
I just put spoilers up.
All right, we're gonna get into spoilers from this point on.
All right, like I was going to start Laura Dern. So I didn't know this cameo. This person was in this
That's
movie.
yes, that was the first thing I was gonna bring up, and I think it should be in the spoiler. So I'm glad
All right,
you
good.
go ahead.
So anyway, big part of the movie is Laura Dern's character does not know that Will Arnett is doing this, right? She has no clue
He
that
doesn't
he's doing
tell
something.
anyone. He doesn't tell anyone.
No, I thought he told maybe his mom. No, well,
Well,
maybe
he
not.
eventually tells his parents, but that's like right before he's gonna do his first like 10-minute
Okay,
block of stand up,
true.
and he needs his parents to babysit.
Okay, yep, good point. But anyway, so Laura Dern, decides that she wants to find herself and she really wants to get back into volleyball because that, like you said, I think they were hinting that when she got married and had kids, she had to give that up potentially, right? A lot of times, I think a big struggle is when people get married. Usually, one of the people's careers will change. Not
Yeah.
always, but it does happen. And it's not an unfortunate thing, but it does happen. It's reality. But anyway, she stops playing volleyball, and she didn't realize how much she really missed it. Right? She didn't till the divorce or the separation was happening. But anyway, she gets the bug to be part of volleyball again. And then an old acquaintance reaches out to her to present her an opportunity to be a coach.
Right.
And that person is Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, I was shocked. The first time they show him, it's kind of it's zoomed away, and he's like, I think it was in a restaurant or something
Yes, it
like
was.
that.
Yep.
And so, but I recognized him instantly. I'm like, that's Peyton Manning.
And, it's kind of interesting because he's in like the joke with Peyton is he's in so many damn commercials, right?
Yes.
Like a lot of commercials. Then obviously he's been very successful. He's got his own brand with his brother Eli, but I don't think he's ever been in a movie, right?
I don't think so. This may have been his acting debut,
Which is kind of bizarre. Because I think he did a really good job, right? Not
he
that
was good. He was good.
It wasn't a difficult role, but basically, he's also someone that's going through a challenging time in his life, right? I guess he's like hinting his wife is like a swinger, or she's like
He says that she left him to be a polygamist in Utah.
so she officially left him, or was it like she just
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
okay? But he kind of like makes it seem like it's not okay, but I don't know. Maybe he's in denial. Like it seemed like it didn't impact him. It seemed like he wasn't depressed about it.
He's over it.
Yeah, he's over it. But anyway, so he's presenting her with like this thing like of like, I want you to be a coach of this team. And then, it kind of was like a date, but it wasn't a date.
Like it sort of becomes a date, right?
Yeah, yep. And then they go to the Comedy Cellar to watch comedy. I think it was her idea, right? I think she was the one like telling on Payne, let's go to this comedy show or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like she's not really paying attention to the comedian. She's talking to Peyton Manning's character, and all of a sudden, Will Arnett starts making jokes about his divorce and specifically talks about the first time he has sex after his separation.
Right.
And then that's when it finally hits her when she realizes it's her. I guess they're still a husband and wife, right? Like it's her.
They're not divorced yet. They're just separated.
Separated. So that's when she's like, what the fuck? It's a complete shock. She finds out her partner, I don't know if it's cheating, but she finds out her partner had sex and find out that her partner's a comedian.
Yes.
So it's a lot to really absorb and take in all of a sudden.
It was a great scene.
It was one of my favorite scenes.
And this was it was the perfect time for her to see him because he's actually at this point getting quite good at stand-up comedy. Mm-hmm. So she gets to see him like make the whole crowd laugh. And she finds out that he slept with another woman, finds out that he's a stand-up comedian. And of course, she's all of a sudden now interested again in her husband. And they end up sleeping together and start to rekindle their relationship.
Yeah, that was a very well done scene. Because it kind of showed her like, my husband's doing something that he wasn't doing during our relationship. He's kind of reinventing himself. He's kind of like finding a hobby that will provide more meaning to his life, which kind of also like shows her side of things because now she's trying to do something similar with volleyball.
Right. So at this point, after this scene, the movie really starts to drop a lot of the comedy, get more dramatic, get dealing more with heavy matters like how they're trying to rekindle the relationship, but they're keeping it a secret from everyone.
Yep, that's another good scene, right? When they go over a sleepover with their friends.
They're on vacation, right?
Yeah. Was it a vacation? I guess it's Bradley Cooper's like winter, summer home, some type of home, right? It's not his main home.
Yeah. We got to talk a little bit about Bradley Cooper. His character was pretty bizarre, didn't you think?
Yeah, no, he was. He had an interesting look.
Odd guy. The first scene we see him in, he like trips and like spills milk all over the floor.
Oh, yes. Yep.
And then he's like an actor, but like he acts in plays and stuff, and he's trying to get on TV. And he's married to this other woman who doesn't like Will Arnett. She sides with Tess. And he comments to Alex that he sees how great his life has become since separating, and he says he's going to ask for a divorce now.
Yep.
But he doesn't realize that Alex is already maybe getting back together with Tess. So, he
And
tried to
Alex is
talk
trying
him
to,
out.
yeah, talk him out of it, like you said.
So there's a really good scene like toward the end of the movie, right before the end of the movie, and at this point I was not sure what was going to happen because as Alex and Tess are spending more time together, they start falling back into the old habits. They start fighting
Mm.
more. So it seems like maybe they are actually going to get divorced. And um, uh, Alex sees Bradley Cooper again a few weeks later, or a few months later, or whatever, and asks him how things are going, and finds out that Bradley
They didn't break
Cooper
up.
he never asked for a divorce. They went to Texas together because he got a job acting on a TV show. And he said that Bradley Cooper said him and his wife they just talked things out, and now never things have never been better. And
Yeah.
it seems like uh, things dawn on Alex at this point in the movie. It's like, hey, we don't need to be happy all the time together, but we just need to talk things out with one another and be there for each other and support one another.
So they both play similar roles, right? First, Bradley Cooper's inspired by Will Arnett's character, and then Will Arnett's inspired by Bradley Cooper's character.
Yeah. So the movie ends.
But before it ends, one really important thing of this is so Bradley, sometimes in your relationship, you think you're doing something nice for the other person, right? But as we know in life, you never know how another person's going to react to certain things. So what I'm really alluding to is he makes he blows up a photo of Laura Dern's character playing volleyball in her heyday, but it's
Yes.
showing her from behind, I believe, right? It's showing her from behind.
Yeah,
So
spiking a volleyball.
exactly. Yep. One of the most impressive acts in volleyball that gets a crowd pumped. So he makes it bigger to show his kids how much of a hero and rock star their mother really is. And I don't believe he tells Laura Dern that he does it, right? I forget how it comes up.
He
Um,
shows he shows her when they're at Bradley Cooper's vacation house a picture he took of the poster, and he says like I have it here at my apartment
yep.
just so the kids could see how cool their mom was,
And she gets really upset about it.
right? Because she thinks she's not that person anymore.
Correct. And then again, they're trying to like make it a hint that this may not work out, right? Like
Right. I was starting to get the sense at that
okay.
point. That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
referencing before. That's where they have their first fight since they
Yep.
start to rekindle things with one another. And then you're starting to get the sense, hey, maybe this is not going to work out.
Yep. And then what really turns it around?
So I think it was that conversation with Bradley Cooper that we talked
Yep.
about. And then he decides to just go to Tessa's house,
Hmm.
knocks on the door and says, he just, he lays it all out. He says, um, I realized in our marriage that it's not that I was unhappy with the marriage. I was unhappy in the marriage. So he was unhappy, but he was not unhappy with their marriage. And he says, I want to be unhappy together with
With
you.
yeah, together. Yep.
And
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 then
she,
does go ahead. Sorry.
and she says, I'll think about it. But then the movie ends with them attending a school concert of their sons. They're playing Under Pressure by Queen
Yep.
and David Bowie. It's a really good rendition. And the lyrics to the song are really fitting to what's going on in the movie. It starts building to the part in Under Pressure where Freddie sings, Why can't we give love that one more chance? And Alex and Tess kiss as the song is being played, and that's the end of the movie.
Beautiful conclusion to a great
Yes,
film.
it was a great, heartwarming ending, and much like Marty Supreme had the perfect song to end the movie with, this movie did too.
Yeah, song choices play a huge part of whether movies at the end of the day going to be a winner or not, right? And it has an impact.
I think it really, really does have an impact.
It can make a good movie great. It can make a bad movie worse. But one
Yeah,
thing I was going to add, Mike, I'll let you finish your train of thought as well. But back to the picture, right? So he changes it, right? He gets rid of it. And I
yes.
can't remember. You just said a movie today, but what does he replace it with again? I think that was also a big part of the reason why
Yeah, it's a
you go
picture
back
that
to
he
Taylor.
took. It's a picture that he took of
Oh
Tess
yeah, I remember this.
right after they had that fight at Bradley Cooper's vacation home, and she's clearly is upset at that point.
Wait, was it that or was it like when he gets? No. I think it was the car, right? At some
Oh,
point,
you are
yeah.
correct. It's when he after they get separated, he buys a minivan and
Yeah.
and she I guess is
He,
upset with that.
yeah, he surprises her, and then like as she's going to take a look at the picture of the car, he takes a picture of her reaction.
Yeah.
I'm too tired to talk about like the deeper meaning behind that, but that was like a good full circle moment of concluding the film. Because again, the fucking volleyball picture did not go as planned. So then he used that other picture to really get her to commit to their marriage again.
Yeah, I think it was just supposed to represent uh them, accepting who they are. Both
Yes,
both
that's it.
of them are currently and not who they used to be.
Correct. Well said, Mike. One thing, little behind the scenes thing. I told you this. I got a timer to help us keep on track, and we still did not get on track, right? It seems like every week we're talking a little too much. Both of our faults. Sometimes I add a little extra, you add a little extra.
Yeah, I had a feeling with this episode that we wouldn't have enough time. It's okay. I think some episodes are going to need to be longer. They're just, it'll be as long as they need to be.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is eventually we should invest in our business, and maybe we got to get a fucking like the premium version of Zoom or some other platform where this isn't even an issue.
Well,
Where
we are definitely going to upgrade at some point to maybe something like Riverside.
and it sucked because like I had like 3 minutes left in our countdown, and I thought we were good. I was getting excited. I was about to like ask you
Yeah.
about your score, and then boom, it ended. It's like,
Once it got to 2 minutes, yeah, I saw 4 minutes and I was like, okay, maybe we can do it. But then once it got to 2 minutes, it's like, no, there's too much. We're gonna have to
you truly hate to see it, but
extend it.
we did, and now let's extend this by concluding this, and let's give our reviews of this film.
All right, it's time for the verdict. Should I go first?
Yeah, why not, Mike?
All right, well, I already gave it away. I said the movie is outstanding. So, that obviously puts it in the truly love to see it category. This movie is technically a 2025 film. It had a limited release at the end of last year. If I had seen it last year, I can tell you confidently this would have been my number two movie of the year. It would have
Wow,
been ahead of F1, and it would have kicked Mission Impossible off the list, and it would have been just behind Marty Supreme. I think I gave Marty Supreme 5 stars. Did you remember?
I don't know. I don't think he did. But maybe I'm wrong. Are you updating your letterbox? We gotta start
I,
updating
I'm
that
way
shit.
I'm way behind on Letterboxd.
Fuck, catch up on that.
So I'm gonna give this the same star rating as Marty. I think I'm gonna give them both 5 stars. If But I'll check back in our review. If I gave Marty 4.5, then I'll give this one 4.5. I
Yeah, I
think
think it was 4.5.
so. Maybe this is a 4.5. In any event, I thought this movie was excellent. I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it.
Well said, Mike. Our viewers want to see us disagree. We're not going to disagree. I truly love to see this film as well.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
I'd give it 4.5 stars. I was really surprised. I mean, I thought I was going to like this movie, right? It has
Yeah,
all the makings of things that you and I generally like. But I was truly blown away by the message and the way they tied things up and the way they concluded it. Again, like it's a sad subject matter, but it's an important subject matter.
it is. And you don't see Hollywood make too many of these kind of movies. When it comes to romance, when it comes to love, you see a lot of the fairy tale love stories with the happy ending. And then you also see the breakup movies, the
Yep.
divorce movies. And this movie it goes a different path. I found it refreshing.
Yeah, like you said, exactly. It was refreshing, and it's what we need. Because sometimes we see these films and we get this false illusion of how things are, and it impacts relationship, impacts our lives. Sometimes you need to see the difficulties people go through, the challenges people go through, and how they resolve those things and how they come up
And
ahead.
how they could overcome them.
Yeah.
And I did see in the end credits that it was inspired by a true story. So I'm curious about looking into that and finding out what that true story is.
Yeah, I was looking at, well, I'm trying to find out where this film takes place. That's something about it taking place in London. Oh, wait, they weren't in London. So I wonder if the
No, they were.
original took place in London. Who knows? I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, we'll find out. Sid, this was a great conversation. I really enjoyed discussing this movie with you. Do we have anything to tell our audience about what we'll be doing next week?
Yeah, do you know what we're seeing next week?
I don't offhand, to be honest with
All
you.
right, I'll tell them. So I already bought tickets for this. I have tickets for the next three films I'm seeing. So I'm seeing this on January 22nd, which is what, this week, right?
That's
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
seeing Mercy. It's with two actors I think we generally like.
Chris Pratt
Yeah, Chris Pratt, and then
and Rebecca Ferguson.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I'd say
Yeah,
we like them.
yeah, I do.
I heard it's going to be. They're saying it's going to be the first bomb of the year.
I'm kind of getting that vibe. This kind of movie, it looks like it has a pretty high budget, pretty good cast, and they're putting it out at the end of January. That's kind of where you put your garbage out a lot of times. So I'm not. We'll see. We haven't. I'm not going to prejudge it.
Yeah, no, let's not prejudge it again because of A-list. We're going to see these things, but Mike, it's going to be a challenging few weeks for us. Like I was looking, I don't know what we're going to see in 2 weeks. Like you said, a lot of these January films aren't necessarily the best films, but we'll do what we can for our fans and our viewers.
We will figure it out, I'm sure.
Alrighty, Mike. I'm gonna go relax. I'm tired. I got work tomorrow, as I'm sure you do. But
yes.
I had a fun trip, but thanks for tuning in.
All right, thanks, guys. See you next time.
And
Bye.
gals.